You alright? I did a live show at the weekend, last weekend, and now I've stripped the audio from it. You can watch the video version on YouTube, on Patreon. It's public on Patreon, so it's a nice excuse for you to go over to Patreon, and Patreon's normally £3 a month, but you can watch this on there for free because it's free on YouTube. And I thought if I posted on there, people might look at it and be like, I wonder what this guy's into. Because it's quite clear in the video I'm into dead animals, do you know what I mean? Very, very rare that I'll make anything on the podcast feed about dead animals. But I'd take the audio from this in the hopes that you think, do you know what, this is fine and all, but I'd rather watch the video version. So if you go over to my YouTube and watch the video version of it, or on Facebook, but if you watch it on YouTube, it gets me one tiny, minute step towards ad revenue on there, because I am miles away. Because it turns out most people don't want to watch their videos of dead animals and that, innit? People aren't overly keen on that, the general public. As you can see by the responses I get to the videos I post on there, to the shorts, most people... I had a mildly threatening comment before saying, I hope we never meet, and then what looked like an emoji of like a man doing a bull thing, you know, where steam's coming out the nostrils. So, feels vaguely threatening, doesn't it? Anyway, here's the live show I did. It's cut off from like the first maybe 30 seconds, minute of it-ish. I'd say 30 seconds, but all you've missed there is me saying hello and introducing myself to the crowd, and then I crack on. But you'll get much more out of the video version of this, but there's a separate file to this. I can't upload video versions, but go and give that a go. Otherwise, just listen to this and see if you enjoy it. See if I build a good enough picture with me words about dead animals.
Very kind, thank you. I don't really know where to go. I might as well do new stuff that you haven't seen at all. So I've got this face that I've made out of mouse intestines, which if I hold it up that way, you might be able to see it. I don't know. But I like to try and draw the kind of thing, you know, like when you see a shrink or a psychiatrist, and they try and make you draw a picture of a face or a building or something like that. I like to draw what would be a very positive picture for the psychiatrist where they'd be happy, except it's with mouse intestines and maybe a little bit of what I like to call pre-poo, which is, you know, like the gunk out of it, which I squeeze out into my palm. And unfortunately I've got to do that without gloves on as well, because if I do it with the glove on, it all sticks to the latex of the glove, innit? And I don't like buying non-latex gloves because I don't want people thinking I'm weak and can't, you know, like... Oh, thank you, cheers, mate. This is a glove puppet that I made out of a fox's head. Then we got I've not really got a name for her, so I'm thinking I'm going to call her Lady Parts. So I've got a bunch of dolls at the minute, and then I've replaced its head with rat skin, a baby chicken's beak. And obviously, like with everything else, a googly eye to update the edge off a little bit. And this here is a little bit of old mink skin. And I do use minks and old foxes and stuff whenever I can. I like to make window legs. I haven't got Winnie with me today. But you know, like a leg that you can just attach to your glass. So you can like shake its hand and maybe spud it when you go past, or maybe, you know, you stood there having a piss and then you think, oh, the bathroom window's got a window leg on it. Safe, man. You can't do that at a urinal, innit? Because, you know, people start to, you know, report you, and you can't really go back there again. This is a face that I've made. A mate helped me use the mould, make the mould and that, but I've attached fox skin here. These, I'm pretty sure these are rabbit ears, but they might be fox eyes, sorry, not rabbit ears. Rabbit eyes or fox eyes, I can't remember which, because I made it so long ago. But I tried to make it, do you know, like in fancy houses, because initially I wanted to sell stuff to people with money, and then I thought, this is dumb. Let's make cheaper things, and generally safer things. So I wanted it to, you know, you go in a nice house, maybe, you know, you had one friend at college who had a bit of money on them, and they have a picture rail in it around the house. So I made little blocks here out of resin and mouse and rat blood. It's actually very dangerous because when you close the door, it falls, and it's very. I'm lucky that it's not broke. You're probably wondering what this pink thing is, though, innit? That's most of a dead bird. So I've harvested its beak here, and then took off most of its rib cage and all the skin here, so that you can sort of, you know, like see the inside of it. because you don't normally get to, innit? I've put some stuff inside the dead rat as well, stuff that I didn't want to lose. So we'll open that up. A ping pong ball. Pair of mouse testicles in there. So maybe if I hold it that way, I have no idea if you can see these tiny things. I've got no clue at all. But there's a pair of mouse bollocks in there, which are pretty small and hard to see. Jobby Snogger probably would like this. This is a star soul. So it's a mouse's arse in a little star. And so far this year, they've been one of my biggest sellers, which is nice. And this is cool, this. I really like these, but the general public don't. I think it's a bit too far for us. So this is called an Anatony. Not a great name, but it sounds like anatomy, and I like the idea that they're all called Tony. So that's a baby chicken's eyeball, and then the throat. And the throat looks pretty cool, innit, because it's textured. And again, you don't normally get to see that. You can normally see an eyeball, that's fine to see an eyeball, that's normal. We can all look around, even in the dark now, innit, and see eyeballs. But if you can look around this room now, and apart from if I cover it out with my finger, and you can see a throat, do you know what I mean? You're worried, innit? What else have we got? Oh, this is new. Nice and simple, just a duckling's arse on an owl. I'm going to call it owl arse, which, yeah, I didn't think it'd get a laugh down here. Back home, it means you're tight, because you don't spend your money, because you've got an owl arse. So it's a very regional problem that I'm having with some of my names. But then we've got things that really, this crosses counties, this idea. She's called Rubbable Lips, because she's got duckling skin for an head, and then a bit of rat tail, because I've really gotten into making eye stalks in it out of rat tails. I was making stalkers and then smaller ones, calling them child stalkers. But she's called Rubbable Lips, because you can rub the lips of her like that, because I know that most people probably don't want to touch a dead bird, innit? But if you've got a little thing there that you can rub there, and then you know she knows that you like her, and innit, you do that. How do you feel about a little bit of crowd participation? So, lovely. I hope this works, because I've tested it on one floor and it didn't, and I've tested it on another and it did. So if we go like that half of the room, can you just do like generic train noises like chugga 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 chugga. And do anyone in this half, you say you're all autistic, so I need the Thomas the Tank theme tune. So, that went a lot better than I thought it would. That's the only thing that I'd thought ahead on for the entire thing. So this is obviously a Thomas the Tank Engine, but I've improved him vastly by removing his weird creepy face and swapping it for a bit of rat skin, baby chicken's beak and rat tail. I don't know me trains, innit, like I'm a different level of autistic. I don't have like the stamp or a tattoo or a badge or whatever it is you get, you know, where you got to knock on doors and be like, I've got to tell you I've got the autism. So I don't know exactly what part this is. So I'm gonna presume chimney. So I've made the smoke out of a rat's tail and then a baby chicken's foot up there. Are you gonna run off the table? No. I'll put you in there just in case. This is another new thing. This is one of my amalgamations. So an amalgamation is it's an animal amalgamated together, just in case some of you are a bit pissed or slow or, you know. So we'll start at the feet, innit? So these are duckling feet, and then I've taken like a good sort of, maybe a quarter of a rat's skin, and then sewn it and cut it kind of cleverly, you know, you toot me own horn, and made a little stick figure, made hands out of baby chicken feet, a neck, quite a hefty neck as well, because I wanted the head to really like pop, do you know what I mean? And then I've used the lower half of two different baby chickens' beaks who may have never met each other in real life. And then its head's made out of a good chunk of rat scrotum. So I'm calling it the skinny baghead. This is new. I've tried to make loads of new stuff for you just in case you had seen the bits. So this here is a little wooden cow, and then I've drilled a hole in it with said drill here, and then made it a fake arsehole out of a little bit of rat leg. I've made a good bunch of them, and one of them is a little bit of brown fur. So that one looks like a little dirty arsehole, which I quite like and I may keep for myself. Some unicorns, people when they talk about unicorns, innit, they say they're shiny. And I thought, well, what if we make one that's shinny? This is a duckling shin. They're rammed into a little wooden unicorn's head. This is another amalgamation, like the Baggy Skinner. It's just more of a clever name rather than a funny one. Head to tail. So it's two different rat's heads and a rat's tail. Because I've really gotten into the idea of trying to, introduce these creatures to each other. And I like the idea that these may have never even been, like raised in the same country. Who knows? And another amalgamation, but a new type, a mini-amalgamation. This one here made out of rat tail. These are a couple of the back paws of a mole. I don't know if you've ever touched a mole, but they feel amazing, mate. Fucking incredible. They are so soft. I want to line all the insides of my pockets with them. They'd just be mint. But they've got these mad front paws, and I can't decide what to use them for, so I'm just hoarding them. I've just got a pile of mole paws. So it's the little back paws of the mole there, and a couple of half-baby chicken beaks for feet. What else? Oh, this is new. So this is going to be called a ball frog. So it's a little frog with rat scrotum for a throat. Because normally like frogs do this, innit? So I thought, well, let's do that with a bit of a ball bag. And out of the other new stuff, this is the last bit. This is Squawk Casual, because he's dressed kind of smart. He's got his hand in his pocket. It's a bit of duckling skin up here, rat skin, and a baby chicken's beak. And I've got. How's that? That works, doesn't it? Right, we go next. What if we go that way? Ah, shit. Well, I've given them a surprise for you there, and I fucked up right away. So this is a little teddy bear guy that I made, and I gave him a load of, as you can see here, a selection of fake nipples. So a good like barnyard sort of nipple style, not like a person, innit? I didn't want it to be sort of pervy around like that. And then I made him some legs out of an old mink. That's a stapler that I made out of a mouse. So years ago I used to take commissions, innit? And someone got in touch saying, I want the weirdest thing you've made. Now this was quite early on in me, I suppose, career, I guess. You would never think that this would become a career, innit? But it's weird how difficult it is to get a job. When you go for a job interview and they Google your name and they see what you do. So this is a ball that I made out of, I think it was like 4.5, maybe 5 rats that you could dangle off a carabiner. And then I replaced all their arseholes and scrotum with mole. Because it feels nice. Because they wanted the weirdest thing. I said, well, you could tickle its balls, but if you do that, you're going to damage it, so I'll give you a bit of mole skin and I'll sort you out. And then to try and market it, I made this rap man here, and tried making videos with that Miley Cyrus song, Wrecking Ball. And it kept getting took down. There's another one of me rap people here, so half of a rat, and then he's not got an arm there, because I probably used it for something else, innit? And then I'll give him another rat's arm here, but he's also got a foot there, which is obviously a rat's tail, but he's a very well endowed little fella. This one of me pebble pals, and so I've made about 90 pebble pals and given them all names that are puns on rocks like Noddy Boulder. It's fucking tough. You can imagine whatever shit pun you can think of with a rock, I've probably assigned it to a name. Mr. Nice, but spelled it as in the rock instead of the book. That's another one. I think that one was Rocky Fowler. It was a bit of a dated football reference, but I'm not even into football. But you're clutching at straw, you're digging out the bottom of the barrel in it when you get into like 75, 80. This like to the unassuming, just a duckling. But I call it a duck a la peach. Like a Chinese meal, except it's got a fat juicy arse, which you can squidge and flick. That's a free meal, and the reason why I call it a free meal is because somebody else has took the bill. So we can all do, little bits. So that's like the one you can go home and tell someone. This was called James Pond. This one was called. Oh, this one. What? Now, you've heard a lot of puns, so we're getting a little bit of crowd participation. What do you reckon I might have called that one? No, I'm missing the pun there, man. No, I called it Twenticles because it's got 20 tentacles, and it seemed a shame to just call it tentacles. It didn't seem, very descriptive. Oh, this is a nice thing. I was trying to sell these as tin signs, but no cunt wanted them. She is beauty, she is grace. I used a duckling head to make her face. Wasn't very catchy. Needed less syllables in this, I think. Oh, this was me nativity. So, just a regular nativity scene, but I've replaced all of the faces with rat scrotum, even little baby Jesus down here. Now, to be courteous, because I feel like at Christmas Joseph has been through enough. He's been cooked by an omnipotent being, not even like by an omnipotent being's friend without genitals. Imagine how bad that feels. So, out of respect to him, I just used a bit of other skin for his face, just a bit of mink skin. So it felt wrong, innit, to give him ball bag for a face. Oh, this is the armed robber, because he's got a gun that's made out of an arm. I made that bag there, I think that was out of a bit of goat, and I cut that out of rat skin, that little dollar sign. And this is a mask made out of a teddy bear, so when he's like robbing the bank and that, he doesn't get noticed. So the gun was magnetic to one of his hands, whichever one it was in the previous picture, I suppose. The one-eyed waddler, so mouse tail, rat tail, duckling feet, and that's a bit of duckling skin there. Is this getting dull, just going through this? Okay, fantastic. Now, for the life of me, right, I've easily made a couple thousand things, and a lot of them are different to everything else I've made. I can't fucking remember what this thing was. I've been trying. I've Google searched it. I've done the Google lens on it. It has no idea what that is. The AI is clueless. So, this is one of my insanity mirrors. So, looks like a mirror from the outside, little cupboard, and then you open it up, bit of duckling skin in there. Oh, this was Sack Girl, because you're probably noticing a feed, but her head there, bit of ball back there. Oh, this is sort of a twist on tentacles. This is forticles. So these tentacles here, they're made from chick skin. And that's I'd say at least a dozen, like if we count these, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, about 11 dead birds to make that. Because obviously you half it, don't you? Because beaks have 2 bits. This is half of a rat down here. I actually used this, a cartoon version of this, as the logo for my podcast. And nobody recognises it. It was the worst one I could have chose. I should have chose the toaster or something. This was me. So I mentioned before with the eye stalks on Rubber Bull Lips. This is the child stalker, because he's quite a small one, isn't it? Like a petite, if you like, a petite stalker. And we've got again rat tail there for the eyes, duckling feet. This is Shin Monster. So, weird reaction. What's wrong with you? Well, why is this the one that's still seems like it's the line in the sand for so many of you? It makes no sense to me at all. I thought I would have lost you with like the bumholes and testicles. I mean, we're doing alright, aren't we, if we got this far? So these, I kept a few toes on them here, but I like to take the toes off them and then just keep the shins, and then I try and store them, and then the fun of this is, in making knees, right, no money in it. No, in this one, not a very profitable thing to make, but what I do like is you start making it and it's like, oh, that's balancing quite nicely. Let's add an arm. Oh shit, it falls over. Let's add a head. Oh, now it falls the other direction. So maybe if we make the arm and twist it so it goes the other way. Oh no, it keeps falling backwards, but I can't make the feet any longer because that would look, ridiculous. So let's give it a little penis and then trim back until it stands up straight. Oh, these were quite popular. These are one of the reasons why I can't get a real job. I had this quoted to me when I tried to get a job in a BT office. They said, initially they'd said to me, what would you think we're seeing when we googled your name? And bearing in mind this is like 9 years ago, like, I don't know, like 2018, 2017, however long that ago is. And I was like, oh, is it the rabbit toaster? It's probably the rabbit toaster, a bit weird, isn't it? You know, but I just like making stuff, and they're like, rabbit toaster? They hadn't seen the rabbit toaster. So I went with the next thing that I thought people would know, the rat pencil case, and then they looked very confused, a bit nervous. And then they said, no, it's these rat scrotum pendants. And then I never heard back from them. Oh, this is a collection of some of the newer things. You've seen a bunch of these today. This one's called Henry, and this is a single stepper. Just a little duckling foot, a nice little pony. Oh, teddy bears, mate. Not made these for quite a while. It's like seeing old friends, isn't it? I probably have had conversations with a lot of these. That's an ammonite there, a couple of shark teeth. That's I can't remember if this one was a rat skull or an old mink skull or something. And these are gastropod fossils. I just made loads of them, all different ones. This was quite. I did Dead Meat recently, which is a festival hosted by a podcast. That's my time there, lovely. And I've dragged it out for you, haven't I? This was called a duck cunt. You know, like the old SNES game where you've got to shoot the ducks on the screen. So that's a mouse's fanny in there. And I guess we'll leave it there. I've got there's fucking plenty, but thank you for listening to me nonsense, guys.
It's a shame, really, isn't it, to cut off the cheering and the clapping. It's quite nice to hear a room full, well, I say room full, maybe a room half full of people, maybe a third full of people cheering and clapping. Let's all imagine that they just started going, Jack, 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 like that, wanting, more dead animals on the screen and that for them. But, you could give me a round of applause as well. Maybe, if you're listening in the car and you've pulled over, a nice little, like that. Or, if you're lying in bed next to your missus or your fella, whichever of you has the bigger tits, grab them. Whoever's got the smaller tits, grab the bigger titted one, and then just sort of slap them off the chest or belly of the other, give it a like that, and then tell them, this is for the Ratman. Well done, Ratman. Do you know what I mean? I'd like to do more of these live things. It would be fun to do. I really enjoyed it. If you want more content, I started reading a new book on Patreon called Don'ts for Husbands, where I read it and take the piss out of it a bit and analyse it a little bit. So that's on Patreon. That's the new series on there at the minute. There's over 400 episodes on there. £3 a month. You can get a 7-day free trial. Go and give that a go. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to go and watch this on YouTube if you want to see the video version.